Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Mickey. It is Matt. It is a bunch of people hopefully watching this show. I don't know if we're on Facebook. We're going to try right now. I don't see it yet, Matt.
We should be on.
Yeah, we are.
We should be on both our Facebook pages and then also on YouTube.
Yep, we are on. I am so happy. Hello, everyone. It's good to be here. And once again, happy Monday. It is Mickey Talks. What a great weekend I had, Matt.
Yeah?
Yeah, I talked to a young girl on Friday. I don't know if you heard Friday's show. I know you were down in D.C. doing your thing.
I did. Great show. Really, really great show. So I want to remind people, by the way, that they want to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Should I put that up on the screen?
Yeah, if you got it. Yeah, man. Go ahead, people.
I'm going to do that because eventually we're not going to be on. If you're watching on Facebook right now, we're not going to be on Facebook for forever.
Yeah, you know,
eventually it's going to be on YouTube.
I'm kind of fighting that a little bit, whether or not we're going to be on YouTube forever or not. You know what I mean? I mean, Facebook. Because I kind of feel like the original audience came through Facebook. And they were like there in the beginning, so I don't want to abandon them. So
you want to get paid, don't you?
Yeah, but you know what? Yes, I do. You're right.
It's called burning money.
Yeah, you're so true. This is why when I started this show, I said the only decisions that I'm going to make at all have to do with being on the air. Everything else, I'm an idiot. Like I screw up everything there is to screw up.
We're going to stay on for a while because it's just going to create awareness for the podcast, but eventually it's all going to be on YouTube and Spotify and Apple Podcasts, all those good places.
Yeah, everywhere you find legitimate, credible people doing broadcasts.
Yes.
We'll eventually be there, I think. You know, by the way, if you hear some noise in the background, we're still on the, I guess what's the word I'm looking for? What is that? Beginner's curve. So like we got air fans in here and stuff blowing around.
But look at this studio. It looks beautiful. They can't tell. It looks the same to them.
They rewired. Let me explain. They rewired this. We were literally, it looked like, it just looked like a cluster F of wires and things hanging. And the tech team came in, Paulie. And they just, I mean, look, dude.
Got a beautiful new camera, third camera for us, right?
Yeah. When we have a guest, we have a beautiful new camera. We have everything is run and tucked the way that it's supposed to be.
It was pretty chaotic in here when you and I were doing it.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. By the way, we want to remind everyone that you are free at any time to text us. Do we have our text number saved there, Matt?
Yeah, I can put it up.
Put it up on the screen. If you want to text anything, feel free. They absolutely respond when we've done this, Matt. It's been so much fun reading the text and taking calls, being able to do that.
It's been amazing.
One of the things I did this weekend was last night, Matt, I had a comedy show down at That's Amore in Rockville. Beautiful Italian restaurant. They have a lounge area where they do comedy in. A very good friend of mine, a guy that was he's older than me, a guy that was an established comedian when I first started named Bill King, down from that area, DC guy, puts this show on. He's I'm going to have him up soon. He's one of the greatest storytellers.
I saw the picture on your YouTube, so he's a local guy.
Yeah, he's a DC guy, but the main guy was there last night. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see. Who was it?
Tony Woods.
Oh, Tony Woods.
Do you know who Tony Woods is?
Yeah.
So Dave Chappelle, when he won the Mark Twain Award, which is the highest honor given to a comedian.
Yeah.
Steve Martin. I mean, it's basically named after Mark Twain, the greatest satirist maybe of that century. It's a very distinguished award for a comedian. Dave Chappelle won it. When he got up, he said, I want to thank the original OG, Tony Woods, damn it.
No kidding.
And everybody clapped, and he was there. Anybody that knows comedy knows that Tony Woods is considered amongst comedians as a GOAT. I mean, he's just insane. He walked into my show last night. I seen him in the back. He's pointing at me, laughing. So I walked off stage, dude. I said, Tony, come on up and treat these 14 people to a great time. And, man, Tony got up and just winged 25 minutes. That was ridiculous. And then I went back up. But it was just, I hadn't seen Tony in, oh, my God, 10 years, maybe more. And he's so great. It was so great catching up. But he's going to do the show. He's going to come up.
I love that. Are both of those guys DC guys talking about Dave Chappelle and Tony?
Yeah. Tony was like kind of an in between Baltimore. He did Baltimore a lot more than Dave did early, but Dave did. Tony walked on the stage. There'd be 25 guys on the stage. Tony would walk on, and everybody else would go, "Yeah, I'm good."
Nobody wants to follow him.
He's up. Let him do 2 hours and kill the night. Yeah,
right.
Nobody wants to follow Tony Woods ever. It's like batting after Babe Ruth.
Right.
Like, who the hell wants to do that, man? But it was great seeing him. Great seeing everybody. Friday night show, I wanted to tell you, Mia, we just, a young lady who I've met. We had a great conversation about depression, anxiety, growing up with troubled past, things like that. And this show's been great, man. We're really enjoying what we're doing, Matt. We're having so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, you said from the beginning you wanted to bring real people in here and tell real stories.
That's all I want to do, bro.
Yeah.
I think coming up on the show this week, legendary soccer coach Pete Caringi, who, if you don't know, is considered one of the best, probably the best coach to ever come out of Maryland, was a phenomenal player in his day, but just a legendary coach at UMBC. Took him to a Final Four, just unbelievable. And what a great, one of the great characters of Baltimore.
Yeah.
Knows the entire history of Baltimore soccer and a lot of guys. And I can't wait to talk to him this week. That's going to be spectacular. The 12th coming up, I have a big show down in Canton at the Grunwald Club. Talk to those people. Tickets are moving. If you want to give them a call down there, that would be awesome. Got a lot of stuff I'll talk about later coming up. But, Matt, you know what? There's a lot going on in the world, so let's get into it. And coming tomorrow, by the way, we'll have an official intro for your news segment.
Oh, I'm excited for that, too. Yeah. You have some ideas?
Yes, and I think we have a sponsor, and it may debut tomorrow.
You had a meeting over the weekend, too,
It went well. I can't give any details yet until it's all finalized, but we may have actually a couple sponsors, buddy.
All right.
This thing is taking off and kicking ass and taking names the way we do around here.
All right. I got some ideas for guests, too. I'll have to run some stuff by you.
Okay. I'd
Some
love
fun
that,
stuff.
bro.
Yeah.
I'd absolutely love it. No doubt about it. So what's going on, Matt? What are the facts today?
Let's jump right into the facts here. You've probably heard that the Dundalk Heritage Fair, after 49 years, it is officially ended.
First of all, that's a bunch of bullshit. I've been going to the Dundalk Heritage Fair for close to, my God, let me think, I'm 57. So I think first time I went, I was 11, and I won a mirror that had a Molly Hatchet logo on it. I had to throw a dart and break 3 balloons. I did that. I met a girl named Julie who introduced me to another girl named Cheryl.
That's where Butchie met Crystal before they got married.
Butchie met Crystal there. Then, if you remember, they got married on the Tilt-A-Whirl.
Yeah.
How you get married on the Tilt-A-Whirl? They threw up as soon as they said I do. As soon as they said I do, Matt, there were chunks everywhere. You know how many people. First of all, I love the Dundalk Heritage Fair.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. And I've always thought it was one of the great festivals of the year.
Well, think about all the artists that have been there.
I mean, Joan Jett played it.
Joan Jett, yeah.
Kicks.
Marie Osmond, Eddie Money played there, and that's all they have listed on their
Marie
press release
Osmond?
here, but-
Did you say Marie?
Yeah,
Osmond?
yeah.
You know, I got to ask you a question. And maybe, how old's Marie Osmond? In her 60s, probably?
I don't even
Late
know.
50s?
It's got to be, right?
Still get some. Marie, I don't know what it is, if it was that Mormon upbringing, whatever. I just always found her hot. And there was something about that sort of innocent, like, churchy thing. She's all prim and proper. I knew she's a freak underneath all that. Donnie, not so much. Donnie, I always pictured in slippers and not being quite the rebel.
Right.
But I think Marie had some freak in her. I do. Just my opinion. Doesn't mean much.
Butchie found out that night.
Yeah,
He
Butchie
was
hooked up with her.
backstage down there, man.
Yeah, it was crazy. Bought her 2 cotton candies. Next thing you know, she's on a sugar high, trying to figure out whether Butchie was actually one of her 12 brothers. She got all whacked out. I love it, dude.
Yeah, so the fair started in 1976.
Wow.
Grown to become a stalwart of the community, they say, attracting as many as 20,000 people a year in its heyday. It was a haven of fun, food, and festivities with a mixture of arts and crafts, food and drinks, various carnival attractions, and of course, all the incredible artists that went
Oh,
through
it was so ridiculous that I remember as a teenager, when I say a teenager, 16, 17 years old, going to the Heritage Fair with friends and like hitting on girls. You walk around, hey, what's up, ladies? How's it going, man? Hey, Derek, let's tilt that down a little bit. We're just working things out. Just push it, bro. Yeah. My camera's going to get a little, yeah. Now I look like a grown-ass man on the frame. Before I was doing look, this is what the show looked like originally.
Look like you're at the kids' table at Thanksgiving.
Hey, everybody. It's great to be here. Hope you're having fun.
You want some more turkey?
Yeah, want some more turkey? I love the Heritage Fair, dude. I haven't been in years. I'm not going to lie.
I'm shocked that they didn't just downsize it. Why did they not downsize it?
From what I understand, they were like the Heritage Festival, whatever it's called. That's a real organization. And I guess over the years, financial people running it, those things are hard to keep together. You didn't have one leader for 50 years. Sure, they've had more. And I just guess over time, people are like, it's just not enough. You got to put a year's worth of work into that thing, probably.
Yeah.
It's probably a bunch of work for no money.
The board of directors of the Heritage Association of Dundalk are working with other local community groups to try and ensure the continuation of the Dundalk Heritage Independence 6K and the Dundalk 4th of July fireworks. So hopefully they continue.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, I have a question for you, Matt.
Yeah.
Do you have like a P.O. box?
I used to have one for the hypnosis show.
We got to get an address to mail things for the show, because here's what I want to start. I have an idea. I want to start asking people if they have like shirts and stuff that promote their business or bands. We'll wear them. Just send us shirts.
I like it.
We'll wear them. I mean, it is kind of sound like we're asking for free clothes, but I'm asking for free clothes with your crap on it so I can promote you. You know why? Because every day I go to get dressed and I'm like, when am I going to wear it? If people can see it. Today is
it's so weird being a radio guy and then
Roar for Kids, Kennedy Krieger. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, just say I have the same struggle as you do.
Yeah.
When you're a radio guy,
you never think
you
about
don't
it.
have to shower.
Yeah. I didn't for weeks at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right though. But if you want to send a band shirt or a company shirt, Matt and I'll throw them on. We have no pride.
I'm a size large.
Me too. I'm a large. I'm going to get down to a medium again though.
I would love to, man.
My 21st birthday, I wore a small T-shirt.
It's time to get unfat, man. Maybe we should make this
Together.
part of our daily show meeting.
Matt, that's a great. Why don't you and I have a contest?
We'll walk. I thought we'd do it together, but we can do a contest.
See, Matt, that's where you and I differ. You want to be on a team. I am a solo act. No, I would love that, dude.
Yeah, let's do it.
Listen, we could be like old men. Here's what we'll do. We'll meet in the morning to discuss the show at like a Dunkin' Donuts. We'll go over our notes. Listen.
That's where it all goes wrong.
Yeah, listen, at a Dunkin' Donuts, we'll make notes, then we'll get done, we'll have a coffee, then we'll go to the gym right behind the Dunkin' Donuts.
After 17 munchkins.
Yeah, exactly. We'll go work off all the egg and cheese and chocolate frosting. I can't wait to be one of those old guys that meet like other old guys at like 7 in the morning,
right? And
they sit there and talk for
That's
3
the
hours.
Spot too is Dunkin' Donuts,
dude.
You're showing your age, man.
Listen to this. When I was up in Bel Air, I used to go to the one in Abingdon.
Yeah, and
there were these like 5 or 6 old dudes. I'd see them every day. Right. This is when I was painting houses. I'd get in there 7 o'clock, 7:15. They're hanging out. After about the 10th day, this one old dude looked at me one day. He's like, "How you doing, young fella?" So I was like, "I'm good, man. How you guys doing?" We start talking. I said, "You guys meet every day, huh?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "All our wives are dead." And I literally go, "Oh, my God, I'm so sorry." He goes, "What? We waited for years so we could talk." They were all laughing. But they were just, man, when you get into your late 70s and that age, you don't have 20 buddies you can go hang out with on a Friday. You guys get together and you're not I love it. I can't wait.
Dunkin' Donuts, or the other thing we could do, if you want to be an old guy, go to the mall. We'll do laps around the top of the mall.
Let me tell you why I can't do the malls.
Yeah.
I can't take the rich women. I have a problem with malls. First of all,
we go to different malls.
Yeah, no, we don't. When I say a rich woman, I just mean like a lady that can go into Macy's. Like, to me, that's rich. I go to the mall, I'm going to Forever 21 and asking if they have a clearance sale. My new store would be Forever 51.
Right.
That's the store I'm looking for. Just clothes for cool people in their 50s.
Something can hide this beer belly, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. Mine's not even a beer belly. Mine's just straight fat people stuff.
Same.
Yeah, it sucks.
No beer in this belly at all.
Yeah.
So when you're going to OC this summer, there's going to be no tram. They have closed that down on the boardwalk since a 2-year-old boy was killed after being hit by a tram last summer.
God damn, really?
Yeah. So it's. I mean, how do you feel about that? It's kind of like it's been a little sketchy.
Wait, they're
last time I've been
shutting the
down
whole tram down because one kid got hit?
Yeah, but
is that what it is?
But if you think about it, I mean, when's the last time you were down there? It's pretty crowded down there on the boardwalk now, right?
Yes, but it always was. Let's
and
not
it seems
forget.
like a very 70s, 80s thing to do is to drive a train down a packed boardwalk full of people, don't you think?
Yeah, but you know what's funnier to me? There's like a gigantic beach that is in front of the boardwalk. That from the boardwalk to the beach has to be a quarter mile. Like that beach is so deep.
Right.
It's not like when you get up north, you park, you got maybe 75, 100 yards, then the water. This is like 300 yards away. Why don't they just build a tram damn thing that's what that thing stays on? You get off when almost like a bus. Here, let me off here.
I don't know. Those beaches are shrinking.
Is that the Dutch Mill? I'll get off right here. Thank you. Yeah. What's that real cool rock bar on the boardwalk? The Purple Moose?
The Purple Moose.
I've always wanted to perform there and never did.
Really?
I've always wanted to I don't know why. Just because when I was a kid, you wouldn't know the real reason why.
Why is
Purple
that?
Moose. All right. Did I tell this story on I don't know if I did. When I was a young guy, teenager, I could really break dance. Right? I was really
told
good.
me that.
Yeah, it's the truth. It's hilarious, Derek. Anyway, I could break dance. And one day, me and my buddy Lou Lambros went to the boardwalk. And we were break dancing, right? And like a big circle formed, and we had no money when we got there.
No, wait, would you guys like put down the cardboard and then
The whole
like
9
get the
yards.
boom box
Yeah,
and the whole thing?
9 yards.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
like Caldor sweatsuits on.
Wow.
Like, we had like $14. We'd go to Caldor.
So
you remember Caldor?
Yes.
Montgomery Wards. We had matching pinstripe outfits. So what we would do is we'd lay the carpet out. We actually know what we did. We made enough money that we bought and we went and bought a 10 by 8, I think it was, or something, roll of linoleum. And we would just roll the linoleum out anywhere, and we would dance on that. You know, like
so that was slippery, like
oh
cardboard.
my God,
Yeah,
it was better than cardboard.
Sure.
Right? And then we would roll back up at the end of the night, stick it on the roof or all the way from the trunk all the way up to the window, one of those things.
And they would let you do that on the boardwalk.
So,
huh?
dude, it was weird. We would do it. They'd let us go for like 20, 25 minutes. Then they'd come in, all right, guys, move along. So one time, we're breakdancing. It sounds so ridiculous telling this story. We're breakdancing, Derek. And all of a sudden, I see like 3 other dudes are kind of giving me the stink eye around my
Do you
age.
have a breakdance fight, dude?
Right, listen. So I dance and all these girls and stuff start coming around. And you could yeah. No, actually, you know what the song? Remember Herbie Hancock, Rocket?
Yes.
That was a great breakdancing song, dude. Anyway, we're killing it. I look up, these dudes are stink-eyeing me, these girls are into me, and I'm a little cocky. I'm 16, 17. I'm like, what's up? This dude pushes me, and I did like a Karate Kid. I went backwards, but when I went backwards on the ground, I did a handspring back up and landed on my feet. And listen, I literally look at them dudes, and I'm like, I would have got my ass whooped, right? I'm like, what's up? What's up, dudes? And all 3 of them stop in their tracks, coming towards me.
Yeah.
And they're just staring. And I'm like, what's up? And they're stopping. And one dude finally goes, it's cool, dude. It's cool. And in my head, I'm going, yeah, I'm a bad little son of a bitch. You don't mess with me. Get out of here. I turn around. There's 3 giant bikers behind me that were in the Purple Moose standing at the door. And when they saw what happened, they like came to my defense.
Wow.
So they were behind me looking at these other dudes like, you ain't doing it. Get away from it. I thought I was alone. I was just a badass. And I turned around, and these dudes were like there, and they're like, hey, man, we dig it. Keep dancing, dude.
Wow.
And so we left. This is a true story. I told this story, I think, one here or maybe another show. We went to Ocean City. Louis had like $11. I think I had $7. And we rode down with someone, and they were like, where are you guys staying? And me and Louis were dead serious. We're like, we're just going to dance and make money and get a room. And they're like, you're going to, what? Like, yeah, we're going to break dance. So We went down there, put out
that was the real plan for you guys.
100%.
Drove 3 hours to the beach.
No backup.
No money.
No backup
No nothing.
plan.
We're going to dance until we have enough to get a room.
Or meet girls that would take us back to their room.
Right.
Okay. So anyway, the first night we made $475.
What?
This is in 1980.
That's
5 or 6.
That's
probably.
Amazing.
And Louis, I got to get him on the phone one day, or on this show. He lives in Florida now. But anyway,
so you guys had like a penthouse suite that night.
We rented 2 pieces, like $22 rooms,
right.
And then we just ate like kings. We went everywhere we wanted, and we breakdanced for like 3 nights in a row. Then with the next night, I think we did get like a nice place, but the third night we left, but we left with like all this money. We had food. It was the best time, and then we just never got a chance. I think we went down one more time that summer, made another fortune. Then believe it or not, like by the next year, it was kind of like weird to be a breakdancer. Like it just went out.
Dude, we got to bring that back in 2025.
Yeah.
You and me, head to
right.
the beach.
Yeah.
No money. We're getting a room tonight.
We're not breakdancing. We're break hipping.
We're breaking legs.
No, we're going to break a hip. That's what we're going to break, man. It's ridiculous.
So did you catch hockey over the weekend?
So yesterday, went to lunch. I'm sitting in the Bowman, right? And I'm with Shannon, and we look at the television, and I see the game's on, and then next to me is a table. I'm not lying. It's a family. I think the guy's name's Mike. He's a great guy, hangs in there. But him and his family are they are hockey people, and they are Capitals people.
Yeah. So
as they're talking, I realized I knew he had tied the record. I had seen that the night before. I forgot. I'm not a hockey. I like playoff hockey, but I would never insult the hockey fan saying, "Oh, I know about hockey." Hockey fans are a unique breed, and I respect the hell out of them. When he scored, that place, it sounded like the Orioles won the World Series, and it was so emotional, like the whole thing. I thought that whoever channel that was on, I don't even know what I was watching, that network. And the way the NHL did that was spectacular. They stopped the game. Both teams recognized that guy beat Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. That's a 21-30, Cal 21-31 moment.
I think it's a little more
impressive.
You think? I do, and here's why. Wayne Gretzky is considered the greatest hockey player that ever lived.
Yeah.
Wayne Gretzky, for most of his career, from what I understand from hockey fans, was an unwritten rule that you don't hit him. He's a special player. He's never going to fight you. He's a dancer. I mean, he is a ballet artist on ice, and he's a goal machine. So the league there were 2 guys, I can't remember their names, that were always with him, that got traded with him, that were his protectors. Ovechkin, he fought. He would check. He was in from what I understand, he would be in the top 3 or 4 most fights in the year.
Yeah.
And he's a forward. And then he breaks Gretzky's goal being that kind of physical player. To me, I don't know anything about hockey, so don't take me serious. But from an outsider standpoint, that just blows my mind that a player that played hockey the way he did broke Wayne Gretzky's untouchable. Now, here's the thing those guys were saying. If he gets the 900, which is 5 more goals, basically.
Yeah.
No one will ever do it again.
You don't think anybody will ever touch
That's
it?
what the hockey people say. I don't know.
For people that don't know, Alex Ovechkin made history yesterday when he scored his 895th NHL goal, surpassing Wayne Gretzky's longstanding record. The milestone occurred during the second period against the New York Islanders. They stopped the game down, did kind of a, what do you call it, a ceremony? Is that what you call it?
I mean, it's a tribute. I don't know what else you'd call
and
that.
Then they had to go back and play the rest of the game afterwards.
Yeah, it was insane.
Which is pretty wild. Yeah.
It's absolutely insane. I like the game a lot, hockey. I don't know the history of it. In the last 7-8 years, I started to really enjoy playoff hockey. I've never seen anything so intense than playoff hockey in my life. It's wild.
So we were talking about the nose wipe being
in
illegal
the NFL.
In the NFL now.
Yeah.
Well, same thing's happening over in the NBA. Did you know that?
No.
Controversial gesturing from Memphis Grizzlies star Ja Morant has once again attracted the attention of the NBA. During one of the recent games between the Grizzlies and the Golden State Warriors, Morant could be seen using his hand and arms to mimic shooting a gun in the direction of the Warriors bench. So the league is also taking a look at what appeared to be a similar gesture made by Warriors guard Bobby Hield in response to Morant. Morant has previously been hit with 2 suspensions by the league for social media posts involving firearms.
Here's what I don't understand. Okay. I don't know anything about basketball. I don't know anything about football. I don't know anything. The only game I really know where I could say I know enough that I could comment on it would be soccer or baseball. I'm not big enough to play football. I don't know the ins and outs. I'm not big enough to play basketball or good enough. I don't know the ins and outs. Why are those 2 leagues always in trouble for crap? I don't understand. Like, what is it about football in the NBA that the players are always like socially having issues? I don't get it. I don't is the game itself, like, I understand basketball is like an inner city game when it's played in the streets. It's a tough game. Dudes beat the crap out. Like, I get that. I do. I understand football. These guys beat the hell out of each other. But when you take it to that next level of like, I'm a gang member, I'm backed by this, that's where I go, dude, you're making $20 million a year. Why would you want to do it? Like, let me tell you something. If I'm making $20 million playing a sport, I ain't throwing up gang signs. I'm throwing up dollar signs. Whatever you make that dollar, I wouldn't even know. Like, I just, and I feel, listen, I'm sure some of these athletes come out of areas where the people that kept them safe and protected were thugs and gang members. But I think even the thugs and gang members, for the most part, I would imagine, want these dudes. I get you don't forget where you came from. I get that. But some of these guys came from some really shitty places.
Yeah.
I'd want to forget it. Like, I'll be honest with you. If I make it again, I don't forget where I came from, but I'm not exactly trying to bring that with me.
Don't allow them to go
like,
broke, because they do bring all their buddies from the neighborhood with them.
I think that's gotten much better because I think the league, especially with rookies, and I think this is for any sport, you take a 21-year-old kid, broken home, didn't have anything. I don't care what color he is, by the way. That's irrelevant. You take a kid with no understanding of money and say, oh, by the way, here's $10 million to get you started. And then you're supposed to go, oh, you know what to do with that. What do you mean?
Right.
You go out and you buy 5 Rolls Royces and you buy 3
a house
houses
for your buddies.
Yeah, you do everything you wanted to do in life. And now I do think the league is really explaining to these guys, hey, you got a $10 million signing bonus. Okay, fine. Take $1 million and buy whatever you want.
Yeah. When you're 35, your knees aren't going to work anymore.
Right. And you're going to need that other $9 million signing bonus right now. And I mean, guys like Jonathan Ogden, you ever hear his story?
No, I don't think so.
That guy didn't spend a dime of his money. Nothing. The most frugal. Like, I mean, a lot of Chad Ochocinco.
I take some self-control.
Chad Johnson said the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. He was on some show. He had these diamond earrings. I mean, they look like quarters. I mean, they look like chandeliers. They were huge. And he's sitting there, and the reporter's like, "Hey, it's quite a set of diamonds you have there." He goes, "Man, don't be stupid. Man, these are from Claire's. They're $12." And the guy goes, "Really?"
Great,
he goes like this. He goes, "Why would you wear $12 earrings?" He goes, "Because I'm Chad Johnson. Everybody gonna think they worth $2 million. I ain't gotta spend it. You just gonna think it." And I was like, "That's genius, man.
That is genius.
That is so funny." By the way, I am the biggest Ocho Cinco fan in the history. That guy talks. I just start. You ever hear the story he tells about Ray Lewis hitting him?
No.
He said, "I ran across a middle one time, and as I come across a middle, I caught the ball and I seen this machine coming at me. And the machine had a 52 on it. And next thing you know, he hit me and my helmet flew off. And I was laying and I jumped up real quick because I was fitting to give Ray a 2-piece. And then I realized that's Ray. I ain't fitting to give nothing." And I grabbed my helmet and I put it back on. I said, "Nice hit, Ray."
Now I got the Dean Bramage.
Yeah, dude, he is. I love Terrell Owens. I love guys when you celebrate like that. Pulling the Sharpie out, signing the ball in the end. To me, I enjoyed it. I did. I think it shows character. I think it shows personality. I don't get why people get so mad unless you're the opposing team, and then you should get mad. But like, I love exuberance. I don't like the stuff that like delays the game and it's ridiculous or whatever. But dude, those guys were hilarious.
Same thing with the fights. UFC, you like the guys who are showboating and
Of course.
making a scene, right?
How do you not love Conor McGregor?
Right.
I watch him do press conferences. I'd rather watch that than him fight.
Sure.
Yeah, for real, man. Hey, Derek, are you into UFC? Are you into it at all?
Just a little bit, though. I
Yeah.
do like Conor McGregor's antics, though.
It's the best. Derek is Derek Stroman, who Stroman Entertainment is books all the comedy stuff around town for me and other guys. He's in here a lot. He's a good friend. So you'll hear Derek's voice on the show. Eventually, we'll put a camera on him, but he's got to get a haircut.
You're right.
I didn't want to do that to him today. What else we got, buddy?
So today is National Beer Day. I don't know if you knew that. April 7th.
I'll have a beer today, though.
Yeah.
In honor.
I'm not a beer drinker at all.
Yeah.
Used to be, but today is there's some significance to it, historical significance. On this day in 1933, President Franklin Roosevelt took the first step toward ending prohibition, signing a law that allowed people to brew and sell beer. And today, beer is the third most sold beverage in the entire world.
Beer is the third. So you got water, sodas, wine. So I guess it would go water.
Yeah, I don't know. What is number one?
It would have to be water.
Can we look it up?
I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, is there even, I'm trying to think what would outsell water in the world. If they're counting water as a beverage, that would have to be number one. And then I would think either wine or soda would be number two.
Yeah, I don't know if you're including the like your water bill. Is that part of the sales?
No, I just meant bottled water.
It is bottled water.
Right.
The most popular.
What's number two? Does it say?
I think it's soft drinks.
Yeah. And then beer.
And then beer.
Wow, I guess
Yeah.
wine. I don't know. I would drink wine before I drink beer. You know why? Beer makes me think I'm like 5'9" and that I can fight. Same with whiskey and vodka. Wine makes me feel like I'm 5'3" and I just want to be held. Like that's what wine does to me, man. It just makes me a lover. I just love
Coke
love
Zero is my only vice
it.
now.
Coke.
Yeah. I've got a Coke habit. A Coke Zero habit.
Yeah, Coke Zero habit.
So we were talking about that there was a small percentage of a chance that the Earth was going to hit by an asteroid. It was like a 3.2% chance.
Yeah.
Well, now scientists are saying that there's a 2% chance of this asteroid hitting the moon in 2032.
Really?
Yeah.
Now let me tell you something. I don't know if most people really if we lose the moon, the Earth is in big trouble.
Well, if we lost the moon, it would be, yeah,
Catastrophic.
Well, I don't know I don't know.
The oceans would sit still.
We would certainly have no tides or
Right.
very low tides. Right.
I don't know enough science. I don't know if it would screw up our orbit as well around the sun.
You're right. It might, because it has something to do with keeping us steady.
It keeps
our poles.
It keeps the
right?
polarity of
Yeah,
Earth
yeah,
correct.
Right.
From what I understand, but I'm not a very intelligent guy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly either, but what they're saying is that the moon gets hit with stuff all the time. And this is most likely just going to leave some kind of crater.
Yeah.
This asteroid, which is 2024 YR4, approximately the size of a football field, was first detected in December, and initial assessments by NASA Center for Near-Earth Object Studies.
I'm sorry. We'll come back.
Yeah. We got a call?
No, I just clicked on our live show, and there's a commercial. There was an ad.
On YouTube?
No, on Facebook.
On Facebook?
They're ripping us off.
Did you book a commercial?
Son of a gun. No, I don't know what just happened. All right, start that story over, Matt. I apologize.
All right, looks like I'm frozen on yours. Hopefully people can still hear us.
It's
all right.
working. I turned it up to see if it's good. We're
Okay.
good.
All right, good.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. There's some weird things going on today with Facebook. Anyway, go ahead, pal.
So there is a 3% chance of it impacting Earth in 2032. And what they're saying about, they say other than a lot of dents, what does happen when asteroids hit the moon, it depends on the size. They say, for example, a large asteroid would make a large hole and send a lot of debris up into the atmosphere. Smaller asteroids would make smaller dents and likely send up less of a cloud. So it's probably, we wouldn't even know it.
If it hits the moon?
Yeah.
Wow, I thought it would.
I mean, you and I doubt we'd be able to look at the moon and see this thing hit it.
Right. Yeah. It wouldn't be visible from the naked eye.
Yeah.
I would imagine it'd be like a rock falling in the desert. And
Yeah.
if you were within 100 miles, maybe you'd hear it or see it. Yeah, I can't imagine it being any different than that, you know?
Much bigger story if it was coming for the Earth, of course.
Oh, my God. Do you remember it's like 77 or something? Remember when that thing was going to fall out of Skylab? Are you too young to remember Skylab?
I don't
You
know if I
remember that, Derek?
Skylab or not?
I think if anybody remembers that, let me know. I think it was called Skylab. It was a satellite that was falling. It was falling out of orbit, and we didn't know where it was going to land. And everybody that day was like,
Now that you're saying that, I'm vaguely remembering.
Kids, man. We
vaguely
were kids.
remembering
What
something
year
about
are you
that.
born?
71.
Yeah, I was 68, so I was
Yeah.
probably 10, 9. So you might have been a little.
Yeah.
You might have been 6,
Right.
7. But it was I don't remember if it was Russian or American. I was just a kid, and I remember that happened. It was pretty wild. Scared the crap out of you.
So
You know
there's
what I mean?
Go ahead.
No, I'm good.
So there's a YouTuber who is facing jail time for trying to connect with an isolated tribe.
Where's the tribe?
The tribe is on. They're the Sentinelese people on the Sentinel Island. Have you ever heard of this island? It's near India. I believe it's governed by India, and they have very strict laws saying that you're not even allowed to approach the island. They've got a perimeter even around the ocean around the island where they don't want people going up because there's uncontacted people there. There's a tribe that lives there on the island. They're not friendly.
Where is this again?
I believe it's off the coast of India.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
they've actually murdered people
Yeah.
that have gone there.
Right, who have been extremely friendly and offered them
Why
gifts.
would you go? Why do people think if you live on an island, you've never talked, these people have never talked to anyone else on the planet. They think that's all there is.
Yeah.
Right. Then you show up. Maybe you're a different color. They've never seen anything like it. You show up on a boat or a ship. They think you're aliens. You come on their island. They're scared and they kill you. And then we think they're crazy. No, the idiot is the one that drove. Be like if when I'm in LA, I don't drive through Compton. You know what? I don't belong there. That's not my land. I don't go. And if
You don't go there with offerings?
Nothing.
Peace offerings?
No, in fact, I get to the border of Compton, I get out and wave, and I just say, I'm sorry I got so close. Like, why would I do that? Anywhere in the world where there's just, like, bad people. Like, I don't mean bad like they're not good. I mean, like, bad asses.
You don't come with, like, 40s and
No, I don't come with nothing.
nothing.
I respect Compton. I respect anywhere. Like, I'm trying to think, where's a place that I wouldn't want to go another part of the world? Like, I'll tell you right now.
West Baltimore?
Yeah, but that's the same as Compton. I'm saying, like, I would not want to go to a place like, oh, man, what's that place in South America? Has all the terrible is that El Salvador?
That's one of them,
Yeah,
yeah.
like I hear, like, if you get in jail in El Salvador, it's the same thing. It's like showing up to the tribe on the island. You
Yeah.
ain't going to last.
Right.
I'm not going.
Yeah, this guy is facing jail time after invading the space of an isolated indigenous tribe illegally in his quest for channel views. The Sentinelese people live on a forested island in the Indian Ocean, and they've been known to fight and kill those who dare invade their territory. They've remained completely isolated from the outside world, and now it's illegal to even try to make contact with them.
Why?
This guy,
It should be.
Yeah, this guy reached the island, and he took a video of him leaving the tribe, a coconut, and a can of Coca-Cola.
Wow.
Yeah,
He left that?
yeah.
You know, listen.
And then he was
That's
arrested.
That's going to cause tribal warfare on the island because this dude's going to show up with a can, and they're all going to fight thinking what it is.
Yeah.
They won't even know how to open it. Like,
Yeah.
the coconut they'll figure out.
This guy, they say, also his actions have the potential to wipe out the entire tribe by introducing new diseases such as flu, to which they have no immunity.
Right.
This guy also on his channel, which I forget the name of it.
Yeah.
This guy went over to check out the Middle Eastern countries. Like he was in Afghanistan, hanging out with all the terrorists over there as well. So he's got a death wish.
Well, you know, I've seen some awesome documentarians who have gone into some real warlord type places.
This looks like a stoner kid.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of stupidity in that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I have seen some incredible documentaries where guys have gone in and talked to just ruthless gang terrorism, arms dealers. There's this guy, forget the guy's name. He's been all over the world, and but he's kept his honor. He doesn't tell anybody where these people are located. He doesn't, like the guy do you remember? Was it El Chapo?
Yeah.
That guy went and interviewed. Was it Sean Penn?
Is that who it was?
I think Sean Penn interviewed El Chapo.
Wow.
Or Castro, or one of them. Like, and it's like, I would do that. If I could talk to the person first, be like, look, I'm just going to talk to you. I'm going to show you respect. I'm going to let you explain your side of the story. I won't tell anyone. You can blindfold me and take me where you are.
You won't get on an airplane, but you would go interview El Chapo.
Yeah, you know why? I believe in people more than I believe in electronics keeping me 40,000 feet off the surface of the earth. That's the way I look at it. Could you interview like someone evil like that, like a Pablo Escobar, a John Wayne Gacy?
I would be frightened out of my mind.
Yeah,
but,
I think I'd be scared. I've
Yeah.
been scared interviewing guys I knew that were bad dudes.
Right.
You know? Also on the show this week, I'm trying to get John Rollo.
He would be great. We'd love to have John in there.
Yeah, Shogun Fights. They were just down last week, Maryland Live Casino.
John probably has a ton of great stories. He was a bodyguard for Tommy Lee.
Dude, he's the best.
Motley
I
Crue.
love talking to John.
Yeah.
He's a great storyteller.
He is.
I love talking to John.
Well, speaking of people who like to take flights, SpaceX Fram 2 crew splashes down off the California coast to close out historic trip around Earth's poles.
Wow.
Yeah, so this was a wealthy Bitcoin entrepreneur and 3 fellow adventurers plunged back to Earth aboard a SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule. This was on Friday, splashing down into the Pacific off the coast of Southern California and close out the first crewed flight around Earth's poles.
Now, you know how I feel about being in space and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing that.
See, I would love to do that.
Really?
I would do it in a heartbeat.
So if they launch, you would go today, strap into a rocket, blast through the Earth's atmosphere into no man's land, and just ride around it.
Yeah.
Not a shot in hell.
You know, if I had expendable money, you know, because it's like
forget the money.
250 grand.
Forget that. Elon Musk says, Matt, I love the show. I love That's the Facts, Matt. Come up and ride around in my satellite.
In a heartbeat.
Not
in
me.
a heartbeat.
Not me.
I would love to
I'd ride
experience
around in one of his-
weightlessness.
That I dig. I'd
Yeah.
like to be gravity free, but I don't want to be out of Earth.
I would love to look back at the Earth and
Not
see it,
me.
you know, see it from the window or look out into space from being outside of the Earth would be amazing.
I don't think I could take the overwhelmingness of what that would be. Like, that's got to be so overwhelming to look down at something and realize everything you ever saw or knew is right there. All the billions of people, all the buildings, all the roads, all the oceans, all the forest, everything is in a ball in front of you. Do you know how insecure or how overwhelming that would be to realize your own insignificance at any moment?
And a lot of astronauts have that moment. That
Do they
feeling.
really?
Oh yeah, yeah. They have like spiritual experiences.
Yeah, it
looking
would be
back at the Earth like
spiritual,
that.
all right.
You realize all your problems and everything that's ever happened in the history
Of
that
mankind
you know of
is right in front of
happened
you.
right on that little blue ball in front of you.
Yeah, that's insane to me. I don't
Yeah.
even want to see it.
It's incredible.
That's one word for it. I think it's awful. No, I'm kidding. I get it. Like, I wish I had that.
Yeah.
So
I'd get up there. I'd probably be terrified, but I would do it in a heartbeat,
I'll tell
even
you-
knowing that I may end up being terrified when I get up there.
I'll tell you what I could do, though. I could get on one of those big Navy ships and go out in the ocean for months, like just sail around the world. I could do
Wow.
that. No contact with anything. Just be out on the water and the oceans and just realize that like this water covers more Earth than anything. There's just so much water on Earth.
Well, they say they know more about the surface of Mars than they know about the depths of our own
Yeah, of
oceans.
course.
Which is incredible.
Yeah, it's
right?
ridiculous.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. I still think there's going to be things found in the ocean that we go, for real?
Well, that's why those little tic tac aliens are going, aren't
yeah,
they?
Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
looks like, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's wild, man.
So the Sahara Desert,
Yeah.
once lush and green, was home to mysterious human lineage, a new study says.
Oh, yeah?
It was lush and green between 1400 14,500 and 5,000 years ago, and was also home to a mysterious human lineage. Researchers from Germany's Max Planck Institute for Evolutionary Anthropology detailed in a study published in Nature this week their findings from the DNA of two 7,000-year-old naturally mummified individuals excavated from the rock shelter in southwestern Libya.
For real?
Yeah. The humans lived during the African humid period when the Sahara Desert was green and dotted with lakes and streams. Humans lived in the area, and they tended to flocks there, and were,
Thrived. They thrived.
There. Yeah.
For how long?
Well, they said 7,000 years ago. So I'm not sure for how long. Let's see here.
Here's what I think.
Yeah.
When people they discover things like that, right? So that's 7,000 years ago. We're talking about a civilized place, right?
Yeah.
Most of the Bible stuff is like 6,000, 7,000 years old. That's why I've said it before, Matt. I'll say it again. We've been around a long time. We screwed it up before. I think entire civilizations have just disappeared to Earth, and we never knew they existed or when. I think there was a time on Earth that was more advanced than we could ever believe, and somehow humans jacked it up, or environmentally something happened that just completely wiped us clear. I think that space travel will be the way eventually that people learn our history. I do think we're going to screw it up again, but there'll be things in space that drop knowledge down.
Well, you know that we were talking about the pyramids.
Yeah.
I think it was last week.
So wild.
And they think that those were built they're much older than they originally thought.
12,000 years ago
Yeah.
or something? Yeah, it's crazy.
So the same scans that took the scans of the pyramids on the Giza
Yeah.
Strip, they also took scans over top of the big jungle in Brazil,
The Amazon?
the Amazon.
Yeah.
And they said they found in there outlines of huge cities.
Oh, there's no
We're-
doubt.
We're talking about 1 million people
Yes.
in these cities.
Yes.
And they're now all completely overgrown, of course, in the Amazon
I'm
jungle.
telling you, the Earth was thriving before. Atlantis
Yeah.
was real. I don't think it's still hidden. I think the Earth swallowed it up and it's gone. But I do think that civilization is not a new thing. I do.
Well, look, those pyramids
Dude.
are all over the earth. They're not
It's
just in
crazy.
Egypt.
Right.
Built the same way,
Yeah.
same type of structures.
Dude, look at the Nazca lines.
Yeah.
People try to dismiss that shit like, oh, they were just bored. No, you weren't. That stuff happened for a reason. They were communicating with the sky. Stop acting like they weren't. Stop trying to be Joe. Oh, I need real proof. The proof is these people drew animals in a mountain that are a half a mile in size. Who does that?
I think we're going to get proof.
I do
bet
too.
we do.
I think
I
we're-
bet it happens
I
soon.
think in our lifetime, we're going to know there's things out there.
What would it take to get you in church, Mick?
I go.
You do go?
I mean, I'm not going to lie. Recently, I started going, but I don't go as much. I was going for a little bit, but what it took for me was finding a church that didn't make me feel like that I was going to die if I didn't put money in a basket and pray in a box. That's all it took. And when I found some churches where they just talk about being a good person, it's like motivational speaking to me. I like that stuff.
Well, how about if there's a church in England who's trying to attract new converts
Yeah.
by hosting pro wrestling?
Brilliant. I think stuff like that's brilliant.
Can you smell what the priest is cooking?
Yeah. I don't care what your name is. It doesn't matter what the Lord's name is. Yeah. all
St.
for it,
Peter's
yeah.
Anglican Church in Shipley, England has introduced Wrestling Church.
I love it.
An event that combines professional wrestling with Christian messages.
Yeah. So what you do is, Matt, I don't know if you've seen it. You punch a guy in the face and then you pray for forgiveness. That's how it works. Then he kicks you in the balls and you then fall and repent for all your sins.
There's a move called the crucifix, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, totally, dude.
I'm sure that's a big part of it.
Yeah, that would be it. You can stone a guy to death in that match as well.
The initiative is led by a 37-year-old Gareth Thompson, who credits both pro wrestling and his faith with transforming his life.
Good for
Thompson
him.
believes that the dramatic narratives of wrestling, often depicting the struggles between good and evil, align seamlessly with biblical stories such as David and Goliath.
I mean, listen, if you're going to be honest with yourself, in my eyes, and you believe something like that saved your life, or you love it, and you can send your message through what you do, I think it's good. Like, for instance, in my comedy, I mean, it has a message. And that I would think at the end of the day, that message is clear, which is just like, I need love. Like, I need somebody to like me. I need a girlfriend. That's my message. No. No, you know what? I try. Like, my theme in comedy has always been kind of like, you know, we're all hypocrites in some way, but just acknowledge it. Acknowledge that we're a lot of hypocrites. You say one thing and you do another. Fine. Say why the struggle's hard for you to do it, but you know it's right. That's the stuff I like. Like, I know I'm not supposed to do this, but I kind of do it sometimes, and here's why. Those are the stories I dig. You know what I mean? I like that about people.
Yeah. Well, there is a man who's been arrested for battery after he was denied a free refill at a lemonade stand.
Wait, he couldn't get a refill at a lemonade stand?
Yeah, he wanted a free refill.
On his 50-cent lemonade?
Yeah, Florida man strikes again. Police in Clearwater arrested 45-year-old Steven Cusmano, who assaulted a female victim at a children's neighborhood lemonade stand. He allegedly grabbed the victim and said he would, quote, beat her up.
Oh, this is horrible.
The age of the victim was not provided. Police say Cusmano purchased a cup of lemonade and then asked for a free refill. When the kids told him he'd have to purchase another drink, he became angry and aggressive. Told police the kids were, quote, talking smack to me.
Let me tell you something, sir. You're a 45-year-old man. If a 9-year-old running a lemonade stand denies you lemonade and then you go off, clearly, sir, lemonade is the least of your problems. Like, I don't even understand what.
It sounds like Kenny Powers, man. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Best show in television, though.
he's bound to. Are you watching The Righteous Gemstones right now?
Dude.
Brilliant, right?
He is. When people say, oh, political correctness ruined comedy, I'm like, all those shows are there.
Yeah.
Go watch everything.
Sure.
It's all there. People just, it's all, I believed it for a while. Now I'm doing comedy again the way I like to do comedy, which is just unscripted, uncensored.
I feel like things are starting to shift, though.
They
You
are.
think?
People are
Yeah,
so sick
yeah.
of this shit. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even care anymore. I made a decision. Like, if you're one of those special interest people, yeah, I don't care. That's my answer now. You'd be amazed how many arguments that ends. Somebody go, well, how do you feel about it? I go, I don't care. Yeah, but I don't care. But I'm not losing my right. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. I just don't care anymore. I don't want anybody to get hurt, and I don't want anybody to feel bad. But at the end of the day, there's some things you just have to shut up about because the majority of people just don't care.
There's a big middle ground in this country.
Huge.
Yeah.
And it's time we get back to it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Did you know that Amazon has a secret section where you don't pay full price for items? Did you know that?
No.
You can sometimes get an item slightly used a bit cheaper through Amazon's warehouse. So how do you get to it? Right at the top of the regular Amazon.com, right to the left of the Amazon search bar, there's a drop-down menu that says all.
Yeah.
If you click on that, there is a selection for Amazon warehouse.
And that's like leftover or clearance items and shit.
Yeah, then you can
Broken
search for
stuff.
stuff that's cheaper
That's
prices, and they even rank it in categories. So it's like new, very good, good, acceptable.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and they're covered by Amazon's return policy if they're returned within 30 days.
That's a good. You think they have any? You think they have any jeans there that are like 34, 28?
I bet they do.
I see. That's what's hard. Like all jeans are made like say 36, 30.
Yeah.
30 is the standard shortest length, and I'm like 28, 29.
Dude, I got a weird length too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have a small lower half, right? Yeah. I have a small everything. You know what I mean? I'm just small. I'm 5'3". So clothes for me are hard to buy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it sucks because it's like I get why they don't make clothes that fit me on the rack at the store because there's like me and then like this small person that I know, this little person. We're the only two people going in the store buying clothes that would need these unless it's kids. And then the problem is kids aren't fat enough like me where they make short clothes for fat kids. I would wear them. Like Garanimals. That's what I need, I think, are Garanimals. I need the rhinoceros line.
You know what I would have to do? I would have to go to a Nordstrom
Yeah.
and get them tailored.
Yeah, I mean,
Even for jeans.
I just like the idea of tailoring jeans, and then you don't have that cool thing at the bottom. Like, what is that called?
You can get that, the original stitching.
Yeah, you can get that.
You got to pay extra for it.
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the jeans cost 30. The tailoring costs 65.
Right.
That's what sucks. I'd rather just when they build them for regular people, you know, and they have all them Chinese kids building them for free or for like $1 a week, right?
Yeah.
That they pay them Chinese kids.
Right.
Can't they make some shorter ones? Like, don't the Chinese people wear them too? They're short. I don't understand it.
Maybe that's where you need to. I need to go on a shopping spree in Asia.
Yeah, I need to go on an Asian shopping spree so I can find clothes that fit.
Yeah.
That's what I got to do.
We'll take the show to Asia one day.
Yeah, we'll take it to Asia, all right? Euthanasia. That's what we'll take it. Euthanasia.
So there is a mayor feuding with John Bon Jovi right now. It's the mayor of Toms River, New Jersey, Mayor Dan Roderick. He says rock legend and Garden State native John Bon Jovi can take his latest soup kitchen elsewhere. Get it out of here. He says he doesn't want it in his community. Bon Jovi has opened a pop-up spot in the Ocean County Library.
Is it the free food thing he does everywhere?
Yeah.
Which I think's amazing.
I do too. I mean, that's a guy.
Explain what his food business is, really.
Yeah, so JBJ Soul Kitchen, it's essentially a restaurant where people can come in and they can eat for free or they can pay what they want as they come in.
It's
he feeds a lot of homeless.
It's basically you make a donation.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people will go in and they'll get a meal and they'll leave $40 because the meal costs $10, but it allows the place to then go and give away 3 other meals.
Right.
It's beautiful.
You know, so many people, I hear a lot of people criticize him, and it's awful.
I don't know why.
This is a guy who could be on his yacht sipping a daiquiri, but instead he's in this kitchen, a JBJ Soul Kitchen, washing his own dishes.
Do you know what I respect more about Bon Jovi than anything? And it's trivial and trite and stupid.
What's that?
He is, whatever you want to say, one of the biggest heartthrobs of the 80s and 90s for women, you know, as far as rock stars. He was a pinup boy. As he aged, he had no problem with it. Hair went white. That's who I am.
Right.
He didn't do that diet. He didn't try to, he didn't dye his hair and keep it groomed and cool looking. He's still a little long, but he's got great hair.
Yep.
He let it go white. He's a good looking guy still. I just respect the hell out of him,
For
man.
sure.
I really, I had you want to hear a great John Bon Jovi story?
Yeah.
All right. So my good friend, Mitch Allen, who you know, toured with him with SR-71. They opened up for Bon Jovi for a part of their North American tour.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and when I was in Los Angeles, Mitch and I got together, and he said to me, "Hey, do you want to go to dinner with John Bon Jovi?" He called me, invited me to dinner. So I go with Mitch to I think it was the Beverly Hills Hilton, one of those top-notch hotels with a beautiful outside dining room. It was just, you sit down and it's perfect.
That's so cool.
Well, dude, guess who else is in the meeting?
Who's
Doc
that?
McGee.
Wow.
So
Get out of here, man.
Those of you that don't know, Doc McGee is probably the most legendary band manager of the
everybody.
80s. I mean, he managed Motley Crue, Bon Jovi, Kiss.
Yeah.
I mean, just down the road, Skid Row. He was the guy. He's at the dinner. So it's me, Mitch, John Bon Jovi, and Doc McGee.
Wow, that's a pretty intimate gathering for those people too, right?
4 of us.
Yeah,
dude, it was amazing.
That's incredible.
And when we sat down and John said, what do you do? And I said, I'm a comedian, man. He's, I love comedy. You know, we're talking. He goes, my friend Chris is a comedian. He'll come over in a little while.
Get out of here.
It was Chris Kattan from Saturday Night Live.
Get out of here.
And who was the other guy? Gans, Horatio Gans. Remember him? Who was on SNL? Like
if I saw him, I would.
You would definitely know him.
Yeah.
Those two come walking over to the table, and I'm sitting there, so they think I'm somebody important. So like, Chris Kattan's like, "Oh my God, nice to meet you!" Like, so nice. And they walk away, and I'm like, they just fanboyed all over me and John Bon Jovi. And clearly for John Bon Jovi, but like the star power amongst stars was wild.
Yeah,
like John Bon Jovi held court. People would come up and say hi to. He didn't get up and go say hi to anybody. People came over to our table.
And this was like what year?
05, 06.
Wow. Okay.
Maybe 07, somewhere around there. It's when I went out to
See, he was a legend at that point.
Oh my God. Yeah. And the cool thing was, dude, like, first of all, a check never came to the table. because I don't know what to do in that situation. You're at a table with 4 guys, right?
Yeah.
2 of them are worth $100 million.
Right.
The other 2 are worth $100. So I'm like, okay, when the check comes, dude, grab it. Who cares what it costs? Once in a lifetime chance. If it costs $1,000, do it. I'm waiting. And they go, "Oh, you guys ready to go?" And I'm like, I literally almost said, "Do we have to pay the check?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not going to embarrass myself. So we get up and we're walking out. And I look at Mitch and I go, "Do we owe anybody anything?" And he just looks at me and goes, "No, dude. No."
It's probably on his tab.
He goes like this. He goes, "It's taken care of before we even sit down."
Wow.
And I'm like, that's how I want to live. You imagine going to a restaurant, you finish it, you just get up and leave.
Bon Jovi's probably got a tab and he pays
Everywhere.
it. Pays
Yeah.
it once every 6 months.
I guarantee you what it is.
Yeah.
No, they just have his card on file
Yeah.
and they just run it.
Right.
And then he says add 25% tip or whatever it is.
He's got a black card.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, it just doesn't matter. And then some small little nerdy guy at the ends of the month calls him up and goes, "John, you spent $80,000 this month." And he goes, "Thank you." And he hangs up. And then that's how his life is.
Send him a bottle of my wine.
Yeah. I have a friend that went to dinner with Jerry Seinfeld and offered to pick up the check. And Jerry Seinfeld looked at him, laughed. He went like this. He went, "Ha, ha, that's cute." I buy everybody dinner. That's
Wow.
what he said.
That's amazing.
That's cute.
My wife would love to hear that.
Yeah.
She's a huge Seinfeld fan.
Oh, is she really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I never used to be a big Jerry comedian fan until I watched comedians in cars getting coffee. And then I understood him as a comic so much more. Now I have nothing but respect. I used to think he was kind of not boring. It's not the right word. He's brilliant, but just wasn't my style.
Yeah.
And now I just see him for what he is, and he's a genius. And I
We've seen
love
him a bunch of times. He's great.
Oh, he's incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible, man. Hey, real quick, I want to tell you a quick story. The other day, I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were talking about this show, and he said, "Hey, that guy Matt with you, man, he's really good. He's got a great voice. He should be in radio." Now, my friend lives in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah.
So he was like, he doesn't really know who you are. So I was like, "Yeah, his voice is awesome. He's been a radio guy forever." And he goes, he lived in Maryland for a year. That's all he lived here for.
Yeah.
But he said to me, he reminds me of that dude used to have that show on that radio station for the local music. I go, I swear to God, I go, Noise in the Basement. He goes, "Yeah."
Wow.
I go, that's him.
That's a trip.
And then we started
Been here
talking,
for a year. Was here for a year.
maybe 2.
Yeah.
I
New
met him.
Noise in the Basement. I'm
Yeah.
impressed.
But check this out. I was talking to another person and Noise in the Basement came up. And dude, a lot of people really do remember you from that. And I'll be honest with you, Matt, like I wanted to take time on the show to talk about it because that was a really big, huge part of the Maryland music scene.
Yeah, we
You
became a community.
You
know?
did a great thing with that. I mean, I apologize for not bringing that up sooner on the show, but what an amazing accomplishment that you achieved. I mean, I know the station helped you, but
Well,
it was
they
really
did.
your concept, right?
Yeah, well, so the name Noise in the Basement came from Kirk. Kirk
Yeah.
McEwen originally hosted
The
Noise in
greatest
Basement.
nickname guy. I can't
Yeah.
wait to get Kirk in here, but he's on right now, so
Yeah.
it's hard to get him in. But Kirk is the greatest nickname giver of all. Everybody that has a nickname in 90 Rock, it came from Kirk.
Yeah.
I mean, a million of them. He's the greatest. I love, but he named it.
I don't know if he named it or whether he inherited it as well. I know I definitely inherited the name.
Yeah.
But I'd been so immersed in the scene from when I was a teenager. I mean, I've been
You were a
going to
metalhead,
shows
right?
when I was 14, 15 years old.
Speaking of which, have you seen Full Metal Jacket yet? Do you know that band?
No.
Corey Garrison. You know Corey.
I know Corey, yeah.
He did it. I think that was his band. I don't know. And there was another. It might have been the other one. I don't know the name. I went up to Falston Barrel House Saturday night to see him, and a good friend of mine, Dennis Cashmeyer, was playing upstairs. And I walked down to this metal show, dude, and they were doing Iron Maiden, dude, it was all people my age standing around in black t-shirts, just these metal guys
Wow.
that you don't see shows. They did Wrathchild songs.
No
Like it
kidding.
was bad. It was, dude, I had to leave. It was so loud.
I would love that. What bar is booking that?
It was Falston Barrel House.
Falston Barrel House.
They put it,
Okay.
yeah. I'll let you know if they're going to do it again. You would have. I thought of you while I was there. I'm like, this is a show Matt should have hosted.
Right.
Without a doubt, man.
For sure.
By the way, I want to say that Matt and I are available to come and host live bands and bring you on and host the night. You contact us, and we talk about money and all that. But we are available to promote the show and do live appearances. We're going to do that stuff, Matt.
We should, man. Yeah,
I had a polka band call me yesterday. They're all in their 90s. They remembered me from when I was on the air. So
Yeah.
I'm going to go out and bring them on. It's at a barber shop.
really.
What else? We got anything good else?
Well, you brought up SNL.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard what happened. I think it was over the weekend.
Is this the country star that walked
No.
off, whatever?
No, that was another story. But there was a man who threatened to bomb the studio. Police in New York City arrested a man they say threatened to bomb the Saturday Night Live studios in Rockefeller Center. 48-year-old Michael Branham allegedly messaged the threat to a college in Connecticut, and an administrator alerted the police. The message reportedly said, quote, "The next time you hear from me, I will be on CNN for exploding a bomb in Saturday Night Live's audience."
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Now, that's the did they catch him with the bomb? Like,
Well, investigators say the threat was not deemed to be credible,
oh, okay.
and Branham has been charged with falsely reporting an incident and making a threat of mass harm. His bail has been set at $100,000. And here's an aside from that.
He's a member next year on the show. He's a cast member.
Well,
Full
they're used to bombing these days.
Yeah, exactly. No, I got to give him credit.
Yeah.
The last couple times I've watched SNL, there's some great bits that they're doing, and then there's crap. But I think they got a little bit out of the virtue signaling, and
Yeah.
they were stuck in that crap for a while, which I hated, but it is.
And we've got the Baltimore girl. What's her? Is it Ego Nuodum?
Ego Newordum, yeah.
And she's always throwing it back to Baltimore
Yeah.
in all of her
Yeah,
skits. Have you
she's
seen
great.
that?
Yeah, she's great.
That is pretty cool.
Hey, what is their phone number to the studio? Do you have that, Matt?
It's on the screen right now. It's 443-626
Yep.
7111.
Yeah. By the way, 443-626-7111. That's how you say it in radio terms, Matt. You know that. 443-626-7111.
It's actually
There it is.
7111.
All right, now hold on. Matt, this is a surprise. Hi, are you there?
Hello?
Now, this is a voice that I worked with for years. And the first person I did a radio show with on 98 Rock. Do you recognize
I know
this?
who it is.
You do, man?
Yeah. You want me to say?
If you know, go
Hey,
ahead.
this is Jen.
It is Jen. Jen,
All I said was hello.
that's all you have to say, girl. Now, first of all, you're out in La La Land, right?
I am. Why does it sound like you're inside of a space shuttle bathroom?
Because it's a piece of crap soundboard we have, and don't point that out, Jen. Work
Because
with
we
it.
wired the studio,
Yeah,
okay?
we wired it. Can you hear us okay, though? Can you hear us?
I mean, I guess. I really do feel like I'm in Houston. This is unbelievable, Nick. Get a real phone.
But it sounds great on the air.
Do you
so
have
don't
that
worry.
knob turned up on her thing? She's probably hearing herself back.
I don't know what knob it would be. The white one? Is that
I
better?
have no idea what Matt just said.
Yeah, me either. I don't know anything Matt ever says. But Matt is good at this stuff. He's coming over to the board. Let me know. Did that get any better? Now she's
No.
gone. Yeah, I don't know how it's going in.
Oh,
Forget it.
sounds like trash.
Okay,
I got
anyway.
it. I can do it.
All right, listen, Jen, some questions I want to ask you real quick.
All right.
All right, number
let's go.
one, how the hell are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm great. I was just painting my kitchen.
Now, listen, you have had, since we worked together, what year was that? 02 we started?
Yeah, it was 02.
And then when did Dave Hill make the biggest mistake of both of our careers and fire you? What year was that?
03.
Okay.
03.
So I want to tell you something. It's my favorite show I ever did on radio was with you. And we did 7 to midnight, right?
Yeah. Well, 11:45.
11:45. Yeah. It was, I had more fun doing that show, Matt. This girl is my favorite girl on the planet. Anybody that knows me, if I ever talked about her, I love her. What are you doing? So then you got a show. She leaves me, Matt, right? She goes to HFS, becomes big. Leaves HFS, goes to Mix, becomes the afternoon person. Then goes to LA like a goddamn hotshot. Gets a show with Nikki
With
Sixx
Nikki Sixx.
from Motley Crue.
Yeah.
I
So
called-
jealous.
I called her one day. I go, hey, what are you doing? She goes, I can't talk to you. I'm with Nikki. Bye. Click. This little
I
bitch.
would never do that. I would never.
I'm kidding. You did not. I just wanted I wanted to hear your voice again is all it is. That's the reason I told you to call in. Nothing else.
Oh, wow. Okay, I thought I was going to do some hard-hitting topics.
Well, what I would like you to do is if you could you give me the weather in LA right now? We need weather on our show.
Yeah, I absolutely can. It is. We have a high of 79 today. Tomorrow it's going to be 79 again. But the interesting part is Thursday and Friday. I feel like we're going to hit 90 degrees.
Wow.
It's currently 78 in studio.
I was going to say we're close
Wow.
to 79 out here.
Yeah, that's going to last real quick. Now, Jen, let me ask you, what are you doing right now? Can you talk about it, or is it a secret? Like, aren't you working? What is going on?
I literally just told you I'm painting my kitchen.
No, I mean, but what I mean is, aren't you working? Don't you have some? You can't talk. I know. Fine.
Hey, Nick.
What's she doing?
I'm literally painting my kitchen.
I know,
I have no job. I have nothing.
Oh,
So
listen.
I'm painting the kitchen.
All right, I'm going to tell you this right now. Now, I'm
hoping for the best.
dead serious about this.
Yeah, what's
The
up?
day you decide to get on a plane with your amazing son and fly here, you have a seat at the table and you are welcome anytime. And it can be
Yeah.
permanent as long as you want, or it could be 3 hours and you do that. I love you. I hope you're well. I miss you. And I just wanted to know how you're doing.
I love you too. I love you as well, Matt. And I'm very proud of both of you. But when I show up, I will be bringing some new phone cords, a new phone system.
It'll smell nice in here.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to record this really quick because
Okay.
I need you to hear
This
just-
call will be recorded.
That's right. Just how awful this is.
So you're now recording?
I'm recording this phone call.
Okay.
To use for proof later on, but man, I feel sad
Evidence.
that this is what people are going to hear.
I know it's just a stupid button on this board that I'm screwing up somehow.
You shooed me away. I was going
I
to
know you were going to
shooed
fix
me
it, but I
away.
didn't want to waste time because she could hear us, and I wanted you over on your mic. Hey, Jen, I have 3 questions I want to ask you.
Wait, remember back in 2002 when people would call and they had terrible phone lines and you would go, "What are you calling me from the moon?"
Yeah,
That's
calling me from the
exactly what
moon.
it sounds like.
I know. I'm sorry. We'll figure out how to do it right.
Sorry, what's the question?
Okay, I have 3 questions for you. Number 1, this is the truth. It's not really a question, but it's more of a statement. You were the first person I ever met that told me to listen to a guy named Eminem. And this is a true story.
I remember that.
Listen, she said, you got to listen to this dude, Eminem. And I'm like, I listened. I was like, that's cool, whatever. I don't get it. You know, I wasn't a rap guy, really. I was like, but that dude's cool. She goes, he's going to be the biggest thing in the world. I looked her in the face. I was like, okay, Jen, whatever. Welcome from Oklahoma, country girl, right? A year and a half later, Eminem is like the biggest thing on the planet, right? Or whatever. Then she says to me one time, what was the girl's name you loved, the singer? And it was it Josh Stone? No, Jill Scott.
Okay.
You went to see somebody at the Lyric, and she came, or somewhere, and then she came back in and she goes, I saw this girl last night. She's gonna be huge. And then that year, the girl won a Grammy. I'm like, Jen. So Jen, I just had this. Is my third question, really. How do you think this show's gonna do? Because you're 2 for 2 with Eminem and Jill Scott.
I really do. I can't express how proud I am of you, but I think you're gonna take it all the way to the moon.
I
And
think
it's gonna
so.
Sound identical to the way it sounds to me right now.
Well, listen,
It's gonna be great.
go paint your kitchen. I love you. I'll call you later. And I miss you, girl. I do. You're one of the, when I think back on my life and career, I had every day at work was fun with you. I mean that. I
Nick,
love you to
made my
death.
life.
All right. I miss
Made
you,
my
girl.
life. I love you both.
Bye, Jen.
See you, babe.
Okay, bye.
Bye. I swear to you, I'm not making this up. That woman made me want to go to work every day. And I think we're 15 years apart. So she was literally 20 years old. I was like 34, something like that, 33, 34. There was never any, I never had that kind of relationship with her, never thought of it. But I swear to you, I had more fun with that woman doing radio than I did on the morning show. It was crazy because she was very young, but a very serious DJ. That's all she ever wanted on her phone, or it was her watch. I forget somewhere. What was the huge top 40 station in New York City?
Z100.
Yes.
Yeah.
She had Z100. Then a year after it, that was her goal, was to make it to Z100.
Yeah.
And she never did, but she went on to even big. Amazing. So proud of that girl. Incredible. And she is a beautiful woman, too. Like, she had every tool you could have to be anything. All she ever wanted to be was a radio girl. If anyone shouldn't have been a radio girl and a television girl, it was Jen Marino, or I'm sorry, Jen. And she literally was the best partner I ever had. I mean it. She was awesome.
And you guys did nights. That was back when people would listen to nights.
Dude, we used to do things on that show. Like, we had sausage night. Do you remember that?
I do.
5 dudes, no girls. She was the only girl with sausage night. And and we talked about all man stuff. And she, at 20, 21 years old, which I was blown away by this woman. She was so good. And I just love her to death. I do. I think she's incredible. I hope she lands well. If not, she's going to be the third wheel on this show, buddy.
I'm sure she will.
Yeah.
I'm sure she will.
What do we got? Anything else?
Well, we can talk about a man who was ticketed after his parking spot was turned into a bus stop. Or we could talk about the historic tree, nearly 200 years old, to be cut down at the White House.
Let's do both. What the hell? Let's do the first one first.
All right. Man ticketed
Yeah.
after his parking spot was turned into a bus stop. All right. A Montreal resident received a parking ticket shortly after a bus stop was installed in front of his home. Keep in mind that he didn't park at a bus stop. The
Right.
bus stop surrounded his vehicle when he wasn't there. The man had parked his car in its usual spot, not knowing what was about to happen. And overnight, city workers erected a bus stop sign on his lawn, which converted the parking area into a no parking zone.
Wow.
Yeah, so unaware of this change, the resident was surprised to find a ticket on his vehicle the next morning.
Oh my God. That would be a weird way to wake up, I think. Right? That would suck.
Oh, it would suck, but it's got to get thrown out, right? If you go to
Of
court,
course it does.
Yeah, right,
I mean, if they don't throw that out, that guy's got serious issues that we don't know about, and the city hates him.
right,
That would be the only reason that wouldn't work.
for sure.
Yeah. And what was the last story?
There is a historic tree nearly 200 years old to be cut down at the White House over safety concerns. President Andrew Jackson brought the tree's seeds from his home near Nashville, Tennessee. It was planted in honor of his wife, Rachel, who died shortly before he took office in 1829.
Now, is it me? Was Andrew? If I'm misrepresenting a great man, I apologize. But I think Andrew Jackson was a little bit of I think he's the one that was a little bit of a racist, a blatant racist, in fact.
That describes a lot of our
Yeah, but
our
I mean,
early founding
no,
fathers,
but he
doesn't it?
was like one of those dudes, like, that's why he won. You know what I mean? He ran on that.
Oh, maybe.
I could be wrong, though. Like, I get, the older I get, the more worthless facts I forget.
Yeah.
I used to know all that.
Well, maybe
crap.
they should cut his tree down.
Yeah, like, by the way, like, people get, I don't understand certain people. Like, the tree's 200. Exactly. It's 200 years old. Grow a new one.
Well, it does kind of pain me, because those Rockefeller Center trees that they cut down,
Yeah.
those are usually like 200-300 plus year old trees. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, but I mean,
And they put it up for what? Like a month?
you're talking about those huge Christmas trees?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it, but they're, it's one a year.
It is. I know, but it's a 300-year-old tree. Think about it. It was probably,
Okay.
It's older than our country.
I get it, but let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What's the big deal? We're down a tree. I get it. You hate to see history erased, but it's 300. That tree has provided a lot of shade. It's done a good job. It has provided a lot of whatever it is that trees do, oxygen.
Have you read The Giving Tree, Mick?
No,
Did that not make
no,
you
I didn't-
sad when you were a kid?
I did not read
You
that book.
heartless son
No.
of a gun.
I did not read the Giving Tree. I read the Pimp Chronicles.
I'm going to
That's
read
a
it to
totally
you
different-
tonight.
Yeah.
Pimp Cry.
I read the Pimp Chronicles, damn it. I wasn't raised on no Giving Tree. I'll cut a 300-year-old pimp down. I'll tell you that. I cut a 300-year-old pimp down. But I never read the Giving Tree.
I'm reading that to you tonight as your bedtime story.
Perfect,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt, listen. We may have a guest tomorrow. I'm exhausted, and I've been talking. I got to go clear up some things. We probably have a guest tomorrow. I'll let you know who it is. This weekend was just overwhelmingly busy and crazy. I disappeared yesterday. Until my show. I went.
Yeah,
to,
I didn't hear from you at all. Usually
Dude,
I do on a Sunday.
I know you know how I am. I'm up early. I'm up late, and I'm
Yep.
texting. I said yesterday, I'm like, you know what? I need to enjoy a couple people and just turn away from the world. Nothing's going to happen. I knew they were coming in here this morning to rewire the whole studio. It looks
incredible. The viewers can't really tell
No.
because it looks almost probably the same to them.
yeah.
But if you were here,
Yeah.
it's a gigantic difference.
You know what
Everything's wired properly.
Here's
Yeah.
how we're going to end the show, Matt. I'm going to go off mic, and you're going to put the camera on you for a minute, and then when I tell you, come back. But I'm going to show people around like what it actually looks like in
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
So I'm away, Matt. You talk.
All right. So Mick is getting up right now to get one of our, not the new camera. You're getting one of the older cameras, and we're going to give you.
Switch to me.
All right. So Mick
This
is
is what you
going
normally see.
handheld now.
There's Derek somewhere.
There's
Hey,
Derek hanging out with us.
Explain that Derek is here because he wants to be, not because it's some sort of entrapment.
Yeah, we are not holding Derek hostage. Derek
Here's
is,
Matt.
here's the little news center, and you can see our monitor over here.
Now, it might get real bright for a second, but this is what the whole
Did-
studio.
Did they vacuum in here as well? Because I'm
Yeah.
looking at the carpets now too. The carpets look amazing in here.
It's amazing.
Yeah, they did a really good job with
And You're not
everything.
even getting like a real taste of it
Yeah.
at all. I don't know if people can hear me. You're not getting a real taste
You know,
of it.
you know what we should do?
It's perfect there.
Number one, man, we need to get our social media up for Mickey Talks.
Yeah.
And when we do, we can give kind of a backstage tour of this entire facility because we've got a great meeting room and green room we can show people.
Yeah,
right?
it's. I listen. Anybody watching this show, I need you to understand something. I'm probably in the top 3 luckiest people in Baltimore in the year 2025. Where we are, what they've done for us, what they have provided, second to none. We are so fortunate. I want this show to work not only for myself, but for the people who have believed in it and bought into it from the beginning. And that's the people here. And I need to double check with them about how we promote them because there's some things involved and I don't want to misplace them. But
Sure.
I will tell you this, Matt, in my heart, things, and the viewers watching, things are happening rapid for us. We do need to raise a lot of money, which we'll talk about on future shows, but things are going great. We're so excited. Guests are coming in. Sponsors are interested. What is this, show 14?
14.
That technically is like 2 full weeks of shows. When I started this, I said to myself, if I could get to 10 shows, that would be great because that would mean that something is enough to keep me going. Now I know this for a fact. My next number is 25. When we hit our 25th show, I may even do it live somewhere, Matt. Like I just want to celebrate with everybody. And do a fun live show. And we'll do it just with laptops and remotely.
I like it. It's a great idea.
Yeah. And we're going to have a blast. So to all of you listening and watching, thank you so much. YouTube is up. Did we broadcast on YouTube today, Matt?
Yeah. And so I've got the YouTube handle up right now. We really need people to subscribe to that.
Please listen. I gotta say this to people. Derek, can you even zoom in a little closer? I'm trying to get some effect here. I need people to understand like what it is I'm actually. Keep coming. Yeah, coming a little closer. Right there, buddy. Right there. I just want to tell everyone what we're trying to do is going to be wild and fun, and we need your support. Please click on the YouTube link. Just hit subscribe. I'm going to be honest. I don't expect you to watch every day. But if you subscribe, once we get to 1,000 subscribers, then we monetize it. We're almost halfway there. So I need everybody to just do me a favor, share my YouTube channel and tell people to just subscribe. I've never been one to try to be clever about begging. So let me do it this way. Please subscribe to the damn channel so that we can make money entertaining you and you don't have to pay for it yet.
The handle is up there.
Yes.
But if you have problems with that, just search Mickey Talks on YouTube and then you can subscribe from there.
Yeah, I think it's the @ symbol, by the way, has to be in it. @Mickey Talks.
Gotcha.
I think it's something weird. That's good, Derek. Thank you, buddy. Listen, having guys like Derek and Paul and Paulie and Mike around this studio all the time and to just do anything for us, we're the luckiest people in the world, man.
Amen.
Tomorrow's show, 5 p.m., Probably a guest. I'm sorry. I forgot who I said what day. Really looking forward to everything. Matt, great show. Thanks, bro. Tomorrow will be even more technically advanced, and the phones will be working better, promise. Jen, thank you. Love you. Everybody else, keep watching. Did we come up with an official sign-off?
I don't think so. I think you had some kind of extremely vulgar side. I can't remember what it was.
Go F yourself.
Something
was
like
the
that.
first one we came up. And then we have to also tomorrow, Matt, on the show, I want to name the listeners. Remember we were going to name them?
Right. What there was the Mickey,
MFers.
the Mickey Mouth Club.
The Mickey Mouth Club was good, but
I like that.
Mickey fans was MFers.
I like that too.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more tomorrow as well. Everybody have a great night. Enjoy dinner if you haven't already had it. Kiss your children, kiss your parents, hug everybody you love, and tell them you love them. We'll talk to you guys soon. See you tomorrow, everybody. Bye.